After exactly 2 years since the beginning of the Galactic Patrol prison arc, Moro has finally been defeated by none other than Vegeta, Dende and the Z Fighters, and of course mastered Ultra Instinct Goku himself. A hectic battle was ended decisively after Goku was able to receive the energy from not only his friends on the battlefield, but the god energy of Oob as well, who lent the helping hand that eventually sealed the deal. Now that the Moro arc is finally over, I wanted to acknowledge a few things, especially in this most recent chapter, that kind of caught my attention and got me thinking about the upcoming arc, which, if you guys are unaware of, will most likely be starting right away since the next chapter of Super is scheduled for December 20th. Now this alone tells us, even though we were already informed via a V-Jump interview about a month ago, that the next arc is currently in the works, but aside from entirely new ideas and concepts we're yet to consider, what could possibly be in store for the Z Fighters in this next arc, mainly Goku and Vegeta specifically? The Moro arc, no matter how we choose to look at it, at the very least granted us a training saga for Goku and Vegeta, as Goku went on to train with the apprentice angel Merus, and during the final battle with Moro, was able to master Ultra Instinct. Vegeta, on the other hand, took a much more ambiguous route that involved him learning from the Elder of Yardrat to master something that umbrellas quite a few different techniques known as spirit control. Due to Moro constantly growing stronger while they trained, however, Vegeta sought to master a technique that would indefinitely counter Moro, which resulted in him learning a power that would effectively nullify Moro's growth, involving stealing others' energy and abilities called Spirit Fission. This move permanently removes stolen or acquired spirits and energy from its target and restores its owner if their life force is strong enough. While Vegeta may not have been the star of the show, at the end of the day, without him, I'm not really sure how they would have defeated Moro. Effectively separating the spirits he had stolen before was crucial enough, however through the entire final battle, this was the only spirit control technique that Vegeta showed off, so some people may think that this is the only one that he even bothered learning. While this may be true to an extent, especially with Vegeta literally telling the Elder Paibara pretty much right away that he only needs to learn something powerful enough to defeat Moro, in the months that he spent on planet Yardrat learning this difficult technique, Vegeta's spirit control was stated to have risen to a level beyond even Goku's when he had trained there. Among many other things, Dragon Ball Super's next arc has got to want to involve Vegeta's new abilities in some way, and hopefully not to just have him have learned all of this for a single fight. I do want to give a quick disclaimer before we hop into the video that no scenario I may mention for the next arc in Dragon Ball Super is any type of fact or confirmed, and I'm just giving you guys my ideas for the future based off of things we learned throughout the Moro arc, I guess. Be sure to have those notifications turned on by clicking the bell icon down below to never miss an upload as soon as they go live. And if you guys have been enjoying all of the recent anime content, consider leaving a like on this video as well. It really helps out a ton and is the easiest way to help us reach more people. Don't forget to follow on both Twitch and Twitter to stay up with me and all anime related updates. But without further ado, so Dragon Ball Super Chapter 66 ended with Goku manifesting a ginormous body of energy around himself, allowing him to become the same size as the giant Moro that had merged with the planet Earth thanks to the god energy he received from Oob, along with the energy of all of his friends. He was then able to pin Moro down, and then with a full-powered Ultra Instinct Dragon Fist, Goku launched himself at the final crystal on Moro's forehead that housed the god abilities he'd copied from Merus. When the crystal was shattered, this completely decimated Moro in the process without triggering that massive explosion of his corrupted god energy. I think we can all really attest this victory to Whis more than anything, who just flat out gave Goku the answer, but hopefully for the sake of the series, Goku doesn't need just outright blatant help from the gods like that again. The coming arc of the Dragon Ball Super manga could go so many ways in the future, and as far as we know, it could even be the closing arc for Super itself. Right away, the most obvious thing I like to see from the new arc is more Oob, and possibly even Goku training him to a similar level he was at in GT, but now that we know that he has natural god ki thanks to being Evil Boo's reincarnation, that makes things a lot more interesting. With Oob being stated as having god ki, it would make perfect sense for a now mastered Ultra Instinct Goku to further train him and maybe not necessarily master Ultra Instinct himself, even though this isn't completely impossible, but Oob certainly has the potential to be one of the strongest warriors in the universe right next to him. Of course, an entire arc only training Oob more than likely won't happen though, and even if it did, that would probably have to lead into another bigger arc as well, so as long as the future of Dragon Ball is unsure, we can't really depend on something like this. Fortunately, 2 new domains for Dragon Ball were found and leaked on Twitter a few weeks ago, and while little to no information is known still, this does give us a little hope for a longer lifespan of Dragon Ball. On the topic of Vegeta, however, we've been down this road many times before. I feel like I've been one of the main frontrunners of people constantly speaking up about things we'd like to see out of Vegeta or how we like him to impact an arc, and while I feel that some of us are a little more disappointed than others about Vegeta's role in the Moro arc, he did exactly what he was supposed to do. Vegeta, like the rest of the Z Fighters and even the gods, are support for the main character, which is Goku of course, but due to all of this training he did and the amount of mastery and spirit control required to do something like spirit fission, and especially to the degree that he did, I'm gonna go ahead and go out and say once again that the next arc of Dragon Ball Super has to deliver more for Vegeta's character, and I'm not just saying that as a die-hard Vegeta fan only at this point. The final plan to destroy Moro, as I said earlier, could not have worked without Vegeta, and not just because of his spirit fission technique separating spirits from Moro, which did later become obsolete because of the speed Moro was absorbing at. In the final moments, Piccolo's quick thinking caused him to ask Vegeta if his spirit fission technique kind of worked in the opposite way, allowing him to gather people's energy and give it to Goku, strengthening his own power and spirit. Vegeta pretty much treats this as a novice request, saying that yeah, it's pretty much the same principle as how to do it the other way, which stuck out to me a lot, leading me to believe that Vegeta may be aware of how to use some of those other techniques relevant to spirit control as well. I'll also go out even further on this limb and assume that this may have even been intentional as well, to kind of show us that Vegeta is capable of doing much more than the same move he used numerous times on Moro and it only worked once. At first, that gigantification transformation Goku underwent reminded me a lot of the yardrat technique Paibara spoke of, and I was just praying that this wasn't the case because it wouldn't have been the best look for Vegeta necessarily, and luckily it was something different. Hopefully this means that Toriyama and Toyotaro are looking to give us a little more of Vegeta's new powers in the future arc, with these little hints I guess of him being able to still do more, but right now his training seemed to be slightly anticlimactic when you compare it to Goku's. I think we can all sort of agree, however, that the next arc was more than likely set up, with Beerus and Whis being summoned by the Grand Priest probably due to matters still concerning Merus and his disappearance. Besides a completely just, off the wall new arc with a brand new villain and everything like that, I think that this is probably the most realistic expectation in the upcoming manga chapters, as even though Moro has been defeated, I really doubt the Grand Priest is in a good mood, and even if that isn't the case, I don't think that situation is exactly cleared up yet. Much like Beerus and Goku, this was our very first time witnessing an angel breaking the code of the gods as well, and suffering the consequences pretty much immediately, but with Merus being under the responsibility of Beerus and Whis, I think we'll probably begin the next chapter or start the next arc with closure for Merus. I personally don't think Merus is coming back, but I have seen this theory around the community for the last couple of weeks, but I'm pretty sure that doing something as taboo as he did, Merus is gone, guys. I like Merus, but also I think that him returning in any way really would pretty much just make all of that significance that was built around, this code of the angels and never breaking away from your duty as a higher being, pretty much worthless, and I feel like you guys should be able to at least agree with that. Even something like the Super Dragon Balls being used on Merus wouldn't really make any sense at all to me, though I can't really put anything past Dragon Ball at this point. Anyways, that is gonna do it for this one, guys. I really hope you all enjoyed the video as always, and thanks for watching all the way through if you made it this far. Down below in the comments, let me know your thoughts on knowing that Dragon Ball Super's manga will be continuing right away next month and the month after with no breaks, and how you think that might affect some of the decisions that have to be made surrounding the storyline. Like I said, I think the issues stemming from Merus' interference, even though he has been erased already, still aren't over, so hopefully we just get into that right away next month and not something just completely left field. If you did enjoy the video and are interested in more anime and Dragon Ball discussions like these, consider leaving a like on this video and even subscribing and turning on the bell if you haven't already to stay up with every single anime upload that goes live here. Be sure to follow on both Twitch and Twitter as well to stay up with all anime related updates and content, but anyways, have a great day. and I will see you all in the next one. Bye guys.